I'm Tom.
And I'm Tanner.
Welcome to episode 133 of Bird Squad.
As you can see, we're ready now with our gear. The Batmen 4-0 as the Birds fight through the rain and continue to start unblemished. Another crazy one. We'll get into it, but I know the vlogs has been something on Tuesdays, but the rain, man. I couldn't get stuff recorded in the rain. It was too much. So I had a couple clips from the game with the rain, so I'll send that over to that now, and then we'll get into our discussion.
You're looking live at Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
We're here, baby.
Hey, Bird fans, it's a monsoon, and they called out the Bat Patrol for this one.
That's right, baby. We got the Batman masks. Obviously, we won't be wearing them now because of the hurricane, but geez, freaking... we haven't had a rain game in a while, and it's gonna be a rain game, all right. The freaking hurricane is coming through.
It's only gonna get worse.
Apparently, and then the rain's always an equalizer in these games, but I have faith in the Birds with the run that we should be all right, but
we shall see.
It's gonna be a long day. So, I'll take some videos of the rain throughout the game and kind of the conditions, but I'll keep you guys updated. So,
go Birds.
Go Birds.
We're back. So as you can see, I mean, the weather was brutal.
Yeah, it was bad. The rain was really bad.
I mean, when we rewatched it on TV, it was like, man, it don't even look like it's raining. But when you were there, oh my God, it was unrelenting.
Yeah, it was definitely one of the worst games we've been to weather-wise, without a doubt.
We got down there early, 8:30, 9 o'clock, and just didn't even get out of the car.
Well, I will say there were some troopers, though. There was a lot of people actually out in the elements trying to have a little tailgate. There was like those easy ups flying all over the place and stuff. So people tried. There was a good crowd still through the rain, but yeah, man, it was a long day out in the rain. And thankfully, the Birds pulled it out and 4-0, baby.
4-0 is huge, man. I mean, the weather was brutal, and then they come out and it goes 14-0
Yep.
right away, and it was like, oh, man. But, even when it was 14-0, it was like, I didn't have a feeling like Jacksonville really could run away with it.
Dude, when it was 14-0, I can tell you, I was like, oh, God. This is not the day to be being 14-0. I'm pissed off. I'm sitting here in the rain. I'm soaked, and it's freaking 14-0. But they battled back, man. I think that's big on this team. I mean, people are going to say all you want about who you're playing, but that was adversity. That's an impressive win. 14 down in the rain, then scored 29 unanswered, and then securing it.
Yeah, and I mean, people were dropping like flies, you know what I mean? We had Milata go down, we had Slay out, it was like, oh man, what is going on here?
A lot of that is still up in the air, I guess. We'll get into that a little bit more, but I mean, thankfully, the big guy that's one of the big question marks going into the year, Miles Sanders, continues to have the start to the season that we expected him and was big on Sunday. You needed him to be big with the rain, but 27 carries, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns against a team that coming into the game was the top-ranked rushing defense in the league, which I didn't know, through 4 weeks. Yeah. So, without a doubt, that was a big game for Miles.
Yeah, I mean, hey, big game for Booby. We've always liked Booby, but he can't stay healthy. That's been his knock. He can't stay healthy, puts the ball on the carpet, and, none of that happened.
Yeah, big game for him, without a doubt.
There weren't... It started off with that first throw. I mean, Jalen probably shouldn't have even thrown that ball.
Yep.
And then after that, everybody kind of settled in. We didn't turn it over, but, the Jaguars, thankfully, were turning it over for us.
That's for sure. But, Jalen, even through the rain, at 204 yards. And like you said, after that first pick six, it was, settled in a little bit. AJ had 95 yards through the rain, too. So, the once again, the offense showed that they can still, I mean, they still scored 29 points in the rain. And, like, they really showed, once again, another wrinkle of what they can be. Obviously, we know that they could be dominant on the ground, but they did, once again.
You know, it was just one thing I kept saying while we were there is, you know, you can tell the difference this year with the weapons we have. I mean, obviously they committed to the run because of the weather, but still, I mean, we got options this year that we didn't have. You know, like he's saying, AJ still caught a bunch of balls. I mean, when you only had Devontae and Rager, you know, going at it last year, we didn't have any options. So, you know, Devontae and AJ, what a tandem.
Yeah, without a doubt. Goddard had a good game as well. Yeah, I mean, it continues each week. They continue to progress to get better. And as the offense continues to gets better, the defense continues to get better as well. I mean, Hassan Reddick, we talked about him last week, but he had a big show.
Coming out party for him.
Big coming out party this week. He
hopefully
won.
We can keep it going this week.
Defensive Player of the Week, 2 forced fumble, 2 strip sacks, the fumble recovery, a couple tackles. Big. 5 turnovers again for the Birds with the fumble, the 2 strip sacks, the interception by Bradbury, which was huge at the point of the game.
Oh, yeah, man. Because, I mean, they go up 21-0. It's like you're thinking, oh, boy, this is going to be a tough hill to climb. And that's something we talked about in the offseason. Like, we were going to have to create turnovers and get back to that defense again where we're going to get the ball back for the offense.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, I think through 4 weeks now, they have, I want to say 9 or 10 turnovers, which is huge. That's big, man. I mean, if you can win that turnover differential, the big thing with the NFL, man, you force turnovers and you don't give up turnovers. The Eagles only have like 1 turnover this year on offense and 10 turnovers on defense. So that's big. That's something they got to keep up. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I think, obviously, is it the test that you expected it to be if the weather was nice and the Jags come in and it's a normal game? Maybe not. It didn't play out exactly how you were. But as much as it wasn't that type of test, it was a test in a completely other way that you had some adversity, you had to shift, you had to play a different type of ball, and you did. And you came out and won.
And they were both in the same elements. So, you know, it was really no advantage for either team.
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, we kind of touched on it a little bit in the lots early, but kudos to the fans again. They showed out for that. I mean, that weather, I cannot say again how brutal it was. I mean, we had layers on, parkas on, rain jackets on, and we got home, we were still wet.
Yeah, it
through
was
and
bad.
through. I mean, it was one of those games when it was over, it was like, we just can't get in the car fast enough, get this gear off and just get the heater on and start warming up because it was bad.
Without a doubt. I was happy when it was over. That's for sure. But now we got the Cardinals, man, and this is a weird game. Like, I don't want to discredit them, but at the same time, I'm not scared of them. It kind of depends on what Cardinals you're going to get. Are they going to be the Cardinals that show up? If they show up, it might be a tough game. If they don't show up, well, then I think they can handle business.
Yeah, I don't want to look through them, but I feel like I was almost more worried about Jacksonville than I am about these Cardinals. I mean, Murray's the wild card.
Yeah.
But really, if we can keep him in check, I don't see them hurting us. I mean, their offense is really not that explosive.
No, I agree.
But, hey, we got to go out there, you know. I mean, I don't want to be the Debbie Downer, but the letdown's going to come one week, right? I mean, I know I say every year we're going 17-0, but I feel like, you know, we got to definitely keep this rolling. But, you know, going out there, you know, I feel like we should take care of business.
I agree. I know what you're talking about. I think they can take care of business too, and I think they will. But I agree. There's a clunker somewhere.
There's a clunker. There's always a clunker in the season,
yeah,
you know?
exactly. You don't want to be negative, but you know it's coming probably, like, it's coming at some point. So we'll see if it's this week. I still don't think it's this week. I still don't think it's this week. I think you got this week, then you got the Cowboys, and then you got the bye.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to beat the Cardinals.
Yeah.
and then roll into that Sunday nighter, man, against the Cowboys, and hopefully Dak's back, and we take care of business there, and we go into this bye 6-0.
Yeah, and then you come out against Pittsburgh, who is not anything you thought they would be.
I
The thing, it's crazy. I don't want to think ahead.
Yeah,
I don't want to think ahead.
We're keeping expectations.
But there's a lot of
right?
games
One game at a time.
that are iffy on the schedule when you originally looked at it that look like they've gotten a lot easier. I think the Steelers game has. I think the Colts game has gotten easier. I gave them a lot more credit earlier in the year.
Yeah, I mean, you just kind of feel momentum and with this team just building.
Yeah.
I mean, they're having fun, man.
Without a doubt.
They are having fun. They're doing what they got to do to win the game, and I believe they're definitely on a mission. I mean, we talked about it though, is it early for this mission? Who knows? You play who's on the schedule, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, the big question mark before we get here is, I guess, the injuries. I mean, you had Slay, not a lot of talk about him. I think he's all right. We'll see what happens.
He was a full participant in practice today.
Well, that's positive that he'll probably go, hopefully, on Sunday. Avonte Maddox, I heard, is still a little iffy. If it's not long-term, though. If he doesn't go this week, most likely next week. Mulata sounds a little iffy. I think that's maybe a couple weeks. Driscoll played good in the rain, though, so we'll have to see what happens in that. I didn't hear the Sayamala stuff with his ankle.
I don't know.
And then Elliott, the kicking situation, I think he's going to try and go, but they did sign Dicker the kicker if they need to. So it seems manageable. And I mean, I know it's a little nerving how many, but the rain played into that a little bit. Sloppy conditions, hopefully not too much to be worried about, but I think for now it's still under control with the injuries, hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, 4:25. Looking forward to that game.
Yeah, the
Sunday,
late game.
and let's see what happens, man. Let's fly out there. I know, there's a full contingent of fans going
for sure.
out there.
Well, I know there's a lot of people going out there, but I know too, just in the past, there's a lot of Birds fans out in Arizona for just in general. So there should be another good little invasion going on out there, which is always great to see. But we'll see. I mean, it is a little bit of a house of horror. They don't really play great in Arizona historically, so we'll see if they can stop that trend on Sunday. But dude, we're gonna be back here next week, and we're gonna talk about a 5-0 football team, maybe.
Oh, baby.
We're gonna be talking about a 5-0 football team, maybe. So gear up, baby. It's only started. We're only 4 weeks in, and this team's already rolling. So
who thought just a year ago we'd be sitting here 4-0? I mean, who's 4-0? We are, right?
Yeah.
4-0. The only people in the league 4-0. So let's enjoy it, right? Let's soak it in. Let's enjoy it, and let's go 5-0.
That's right. Exactly.
Nothing better than 4-0, but 5-0.
Exactly. So we'll be back as always next Wednesday. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to follow us on Instagram at birds_squawk. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Fly Eagles fly.
Go Birds.